go.
Well, now we're live, so do that again.
Yeah.
Now we're live?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking A. Welcome to the Couch
I
on
was-
Fire podcast. Apparently, I'm the guy, the guest, supposed to do the opening. Wasn't prepared. Let's
I
go.
wasn't
It's
gonna cold
showtime.
open a guest. I'll cold open Rob any day of the week, but
Oh my, all the time. I'll be sitting there talking about my balls itching,
You
and he's just
said
like,
as soon as I drop it.
he'd be like, "Oh my Alex, my balls itch," and he's like, "Oh, I already started the podcast."
oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
my
"Oh,
bad,
okay."
my bad.
I mean, the people I think need to know.
All right. Well, Joe, you were invited to do this
Yeah.
podcast
Welcome
because
to.
Thanks,
You know-
thanks.
we're gonna talk about some good shit, some competitive gaming, some tournaments, some LAN parties, all the good shit.
I mean, I'm with you. I gotta. Spoiler alert, I'm not a pro, but I'm definitely competitive. That's definitely my aim when I game.
Yeah. Well, what platform do you prefer?
That's I mean PC now. It's I switched over a couple years ago, and quite honestly, I just added up all of the money that I put into consoles and games and hardware, and I just gave up. So I bought a PC, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago, and stick with that.
Yeah.
Upgrade it as I go.
It's a little easier doing the individual part swapping to get up to speed or upgrade.
I'm-
Yeah,
I'm-
absolutely.
I'm
I mean,
slowly learning.
Yeah, Rob, you got to get on it. I mean, like I said, I've had mine for a while. I bought it. I played League, which is terrible. Like nobody should ever play that game. I got done, jumped on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. My quality sucked. Upgraded some memory, upgraded video card. Life goes on.
Well, I think that's the thing that intrigues me is like recently everyone's like, man, you need to get Switch and play Smash. You need to do this and this, and it's like, well, I got to get a Switch, $300. Then I got to get Smash, $60. Then my wife's gonna want to play, so I'm gonna have to get Mario Kart, $60. Then I'm gonna have to get another controller. You're looking at $50. I'm like, for
Switch
$1,200,
and
I can
PC
probably.
is the way to go, though.
But for $1,200, I can probably develop the best PC I possibly can. So, like,
Did you get the Switch?
I did not. I did not get
Dude,
it.
Okay,
I,
so it's great we're talking about competitive gaming because that is why I got a Switch. Like, I don't know if you remember, like I've always been a Smash guy, I've always been a Melee guy.
I know.
All you little shits, my shithead friends, you know who you are. You know who rules Smash. Like, I went and got it.
That's
just
why you're
you,
here.
He's calling it out. I like it.
Greg. Fucking Greg's top of my list.
Oh,
Garbage.
is he still
Garbage.
talking shit? It's been
Yeah, Greg always talks shit. Greg beat me like one time in Brawl, like 8 years ago, and then never played me again.
Oh my god.
Because he
so
reached the pinnacle.
I don't mind getting a Switch because of that. And there's some other games that I like to play for the Switch. I want to do something that I've never built a computer before, so I want to see if I can do it. And I remember Jim kind of doing it a little bit, and I have friends, all my friends, my close friends know how to do it. So like, I just want to see if I can do it. So that's why I want to do it. I also want to build a powerhouse where I have enough memory to put like every picture I've ever owned of my family, all the documents that I need, but also still run something in 4K. So that I just want to be able to do that, and that's what I'm doing. So
I mean, as far as building it, dude, it's Legos. It's not.
oh, I know.
Shit only fits into one slot. It's so unbelievably easy. People are so scared. Like, just ground yourself and then plug it into the only slot it fits in, and you're golden.
Well, I'm a little scared about this CPU when that comes, but that's the only thing I'm a little scared about.
So, I mean, fair. That's a. I'll give you
That's
that.
the
I was a
one.
little worried about putting mine in, but that's the only thing you have to worry about. And I mean, as you're putting it together, if you've got to use more, like a small amount of pressure, if you've got to use more than a tiny amount of pressure, you're got something wrong, or a pin is jacked up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're misaligned or something. It just pull it out and try again. If you're sure that's,
That's what she said.
the one for
She
it.
I mean,
It's a
really.
matter of time.
Well, no, like you watch all these videos, and they're just like, yeah, that you just this wire goes here because it says this goes here. Two RAM goes here. You just push these down. Everything's good. But then all of a sudden they get to the CPU and they're like, "Don't fucking touch it. Don't put a fingerprint on it. Don't even breathe on it. Grab it by the corners and place it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I'm like, "Okay,
You
we'll
will
find
throw
out."
off the thermal radiation and getting finger grease and stuff on there. You can arc super easily and not even feel like the static shock and short the damn thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a very tentative, subtle process.
I didn't even know that.
I'm sure. Yeah, but once I get it all up and running, I mean, I'm gonna dive into the world of gaming because obviously I'm gonna build it so I can game and do all that at the same time. But I just don't know if I'm gonna. My huge thing is there's only two games in this world that I was extremely into for competitiveness, and that was Halo 2 and Gears of War.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, I'm the same way about the Gears.
got a tattoo right there. Gears of War. I'm a little obsessed with that. I'm not even buying an Xbox. I don't even have an Xbox, so I know Gears of War 5 comes out. Trust me, I know. But I think I want to see if I get it for PC.
Well, I mean, you can. They have the crossplay now.
Yeah.
I played it. I hated it, of course, because I hate Gears of War. I always have. I played it because you guys played it back in the day. Dude, it's just Halo, yes. Halo was great. Gears, awesome mechanics, poor execution. We all know the bubble shotgun, the dice roll every time. It's just super frustrating.
Well, why do you like Smash so much? Like, why do you? Alex plays Smash too. You guys should fight each other.
I mean, I think we're friends.
On
I
the
don't know
Switch,
what your
yeah.
Switch handle is, but
Dr. Wiley West, I think.
oh my God, that's you.
Yeah.
I thought that was another guy that I worked with, and I just asked him today. He's like, "That's not me." I'm like, who the fuck is that? Good to know.
Yeah, Steam handles the same thing. Just add an H in the middle. Dr. Wiley H West.
Got you.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second? Like, why is Nintendo so bad at online? Like, there's no way to even message somebody.
Yeah, and well, no, there is. It's just on the Switch app on your phone.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me
and
for
their
a second.
voice client is via a phone app.
So you
It's a like just nightmare.
So I've got this like super convenient handheld console that it's a singular device. I dock it, I play it, I pick it up, I take it with me, and I have to hold another fucking device?
One that you have on your person as it is, but yes.
But I mean, like, okay, so
Yeah.
what? I'm sitting on a train. I guess I'm not sitting on a train. I wouldn't have Wi-Fi, but I'm assuming somebody somewhere sits on a freaking train, right, playing this thing and wants to play with their friends, and you gotta hold your phone and your, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't like it. That's ridiculous.
It's very goofball, like, and everybody else has the integrated stuff going on. Honestly, I think it's based on the power of the Switch, like the actual hardware in there. They decided to fork that process out of the Switch hardware and just say, no, it's going to run one thing at a time, period, because that's all it can really handle.
All right, well, sure, you want to take voice out of it, fine, let's fork that. Let me send a text message.
Yeah, seriously.
Just a quick message. Dr. Wiley West, who the fuck are you?
Easy enough, right? Or
I
let me
mean,
get
it
some
should be.
nicknames or something.
Yeah, let me add a note.
Yeah. Something.
Can't do that. Just have like a 12 character code. And I made the mistake, like I just threw mine up on Facebook and then I just got a bunch of friend requests. I don't even know who these people are.
I got a bunch from that same thread that I'm like, is this, who is this? I know it's somebody in the gang.
I don't know the Switch online. I think the PS4 online is retarded to try to talk and add people like a friend request and things like that. It just takes too long. I think Microsoft does it the best.
So I haven't messed with PS4 at all.
It's not fun. It's not a fun.
It's just a long process because you gotta go to the main screen, then you gotta hit the middle button, the PS button, and then you gotta wait, and then you gotta find the person, then you gotta wait, and then you gotta send the request, but then you gotta wait. Then it asks you, do you want to send this request? Then you gotta wait. There's no like one of the things that was so intriguing with Microsoft and Xbox is like bam bam. I already just sent the friend. I can hit Y and send a friend request, or I can send a party request in like 4 seconds. So it's just
Well, that's also like Xbox experienced a higher volume of the toxic bullshit, so to speak,
mhm.
and that's the source of it. Like you'll random party with some randos, and you don't know who the fuck they are. They could be assholes, and 9 times out of 10 they are. And everybody's just assholes in different ways, and it's like, is that kind of your kind of asshole or is it not? And it's a roll of the dice every time.
You are what you eat.
Dude, asshole is a prevalent disease on the internet. You're just gonna get that anywhere you go,
Yeah,
at any corner you make it to. Um, as far as Xbox, you're right. The party system is a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get together with your friends and do
Yeah.
what you were doing. It was a lot easier to kind of like take advantage of. Like remember back in Gears, like in a regular match, you couldn't communicate once you were out.
No, I know.
Party system, you're just telling them where they are.
Yeah.
Um, one of my biggest gripes with it as it relates to gaming as a whole is like um, I became less competitive because I started playing with my friends because it was always a party. It was always the party system,
Hmm.
and so I didn't really. I could only you can only really play to the level that everybody plays at. Not everybody is super competitive or strategical or anything. So for me, like that's why I'm backed so far out. I mean, plus I'm getting older and I got shit to do, right? But it pulled me away from it. You know what I mean?
Don't
yeah.
fucking lie to us.
What the benign ball and chain, as it were. Like
Yeah.
every group of friends has like that guy who's really good at that one game and probably should go pro or at least amateur competitive, uh, but keeps playing with their comparatively dweebish at that game friends because of like the social aspect. It's fun to play with
Right.
other people. So like it is what it is.
Well,
I
I
kind of
think
gave up on RLCS basically on those grounds.
I think it's crazy now though. Like what we did when we were younger, people are doing now, but they're getting paid for it. So it's like,
Dude, I missed my fucking window.
I know it's
That's
Yeah.
what I feel.
it
Like,
just
Yeah.
it just feels like you got like these. I mean, I can't even count on a fucking hand. There's so many gamers out there, and then this whole Fortnite craze, like it's just it's just crazy to me because we went to the LAN parties. We carried around 2 televisions. We hung out in someone's basement where it was 1,000 guys and it smells like balls. You
Two-man
know,
carry tube televisions.
do you
and
guys?
uh,
Sorry,
what?
go ahead, Rob.
No, no. I mean, it's
Do you,
just great. It's just crazy to me.
do you want to hear the best sweaty basement story ever?
Oh my god.
Well, at
Yes.
least my best sweaty basement story. So I was really into Smash. I was really into Melee back in the day,
Yeah.
I didn't really know what competitive Melee was. Just me and my friend Anthony, we just played all the time. We just pushed each other to get better because we were super competitive. So I went on Smash boards and I found this thing going on in like Catonsville, and I don't know 18 or 19, and Catonsville is 45 minutes to an hour. It's just uncharted territory for me back then. So we drive down there. This guy gives me an address. We go down, and the address is to this piano shop. So we're looking at the fucking piano shop, like big glass windows and everything. Like you can see inside, and we're like,
This was back in
"What
MapQuest
the fuck?"
era, back before we got like the Google pictures that go with the address and like, oh, do you want to call
Oh,
this
right,
place?
right.
They're open
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, map question. I didn't even think about that, but that's even better. Like that makes it even more confusing. So we circle this building, and this old dude like sees us, and he's just like waving us in, and we're like, what the fuck? And the shop, it's like 9, 10 o'clock when we got there, and it's dark. It's pitch black. The shop's got a small little light on it. We go in this room full of pianos, and he's like, just go down in this basement. I'm like,
This
like
isn't a child
speakeasy.
dungeon
what
at
are
all.
you?
This is a speakeasy from the 20s.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Roger Rabbit opens up the door. What's the password?
Dude, we go down in this basement, and it, it was a cool experience, but like it was just this dank, damp fucking basement with like 16 to 20 dudes. Like it was like the way it was set up was like if you lived in like an RV or something. Like it was so tight, it was so compact. And there's just like curtains separating rooms and shit.
Wow.
And I don't know, like 5 or 6 setups and just people going at it. And it was one of the coolest things I ever went to. But super creepy. The road there was super creepy.
I'm not gonna lie. When you were telling the story and you were like, people were just going at it, I immediately thought of that movie, Eyes Wide Shut, with Tom Cruise, when he went to a weird party like that and everyone was just blowing each other. So
Yeah, like there was gonna be an orgy or a kidnapping attempt or something.
So
That's exactly what we all blew each other, and then we played
there's
Smash.
organs.
Yeah. The loser had to swallow.
Jesus.
Oh man. No, I mean, I had the only real crazy LAN party that I went to. It really wasn't competitive. It was friends, but we went over. It was Jim, self, Ryan, John Wisniewski. We went over a couple people's houses that we didn't know in Edgewood, and then we stayed up all night playing Halo, and just kept playing. But the next morning, Jim's like, "I got to go to work at 10. I'm gonna sleep for 2 hours." We drove back, and he went to sleep. He comes out to his car. Someone stole his Xbox and 2 televisions out of his car. Because he left it in his car, and I was just like, man. So and I also kicked John Wisniewski in the back of the head because he was trying to kill me, and he just started getting really cocky, and I also kicked him in the back of the head that day. Good fun times.
That's
I'm not gonna,
rude.
I'm not going to comment on any part of that situation.
Well,
John and I have had a falling out.
Well, I want to say this: if anybody has known me over the years, I have an aggressive tendency with certain things, and when you're in a room with a whole bunch of guys sweating, blowing each other like your party,
Right.
you just get a little aggressive, and he just pissed me off. I mean, obviously I've talked to him after that, but he just pissed me off, and I kicked him in the fucking head. Like I was on the top bunk. And he was sitting right here, and I just went, God.
Dude, that's
I heard about that.
Yeah, that's some for me. That's like some way in my childhood shit. Like my older brother's like 5 years older than me, and that might be where my competitive gaming started, was just playing against him. And I used to just lose, and I would just hit him. And after I hit him enough times, like I guess I get him once where it hurt, and he hit me back, and then that was it. And then shit was over, and I was in pain, and on to the next one. And then eventually I got old enough, wise enough, and I could start beating him, and then it just kept going from there.
Escalation of force.
A question I have for both of you guys. So with the world nowadays, pretty much everybody can use Twitch and use any means necessary of the internet to actually like game and stuff. Like, do you think at your age, and if you actually devoted your time, do you personally think, both of you, do you think that you could make money gaming right now?
Do I think I could make money gaming? I mean,
if you got back into it, do you think that you can show up these young kids, or do you think that your prime is gone and you're not as agile as you used to be?
I mean, I think that if I could devote the time that these kids are devoting to it, that I could absolutely get back into it. But it's just, when I say my prime's gone, it's not. I mean, it's probably my reaction speed too. Like they do studies on that, but just the time that I had to just sit down and play these. Like I remember, Christmas breaks and like high school and stuff, like playing Halo till 5 o'clock every morning, and then waking up at like 11, 12 o'clock, and then just playing it all day.
Yeah.
And I don't really,
the
I don't have
binges.
that anymore.
Yeah, I have a hard time scraping it out like this hour every week to sit down and podcast. Like I don't get to touch the Switch until after my son goes to bed, and then I'll pop in Let's Go, Chansey hunt for the chain, and then it disappears in the morning when he wakes up and goes, "Oh, thanks for the Switch," and just pulls the card out, and I'm like, ah! Rocket League for me, if it's the time issue. Like I don't have the time to sit down and get myself to that position. Uh, I'm way out on fighting games. Like my 7-year-old's beating my ass in Smash. Like not even just King K. Rool, who has been declared OP by the community consensus, but like he'll play Cloud, Shulk, Ganon, and it's a fight every time. And it's the reaction speed.
Is it a fight or is he beating you?
I beat him more often, but it is a hard fight every time.
You know what Joe's thinking right now? His competitive is like, oh, I can whoop out.
I thought I was gonna have to come over and beat your son.
No,
that's what my head was.
I would pay to see that.
I will smash a small child.
It's a final smash him. I don't give a shit. Like,
well,
he needs to recognize.
None of that final smash. You let him play with items and all that.
It depends on the night, what game mode everybody's playing in, and all that.
Gotcha.
We have one setup that is the Omega Grudge match, Project M style, and we've got one setup that's like, items, the stage switching, the whole, like, hazards are on, the whole works.
No, I can't do it. I can't do any of that. Like that. I mean, friends have talked about getting on and doing the battle arenas and stuff, and it's like, if somebody sets it up, I'll do it, but my heart's not in it. I don't want to fucking shoot a gun at you or throw a sword at you from across the map. Like, I want to get in your face. You're gonna taste this blade.
Who's your main? You still Big Link?
It's been Crom so far. It's been Crom. I did a little bit of Link. I did a little bit of like Roy. I've been liking Crom. I'm salty as fuck that Falco has changed. Falco changed back at Brawl, and
yeah,
they'll never change him back. Because that was my guy. That was my go-to. I actually played Melee a little earlier today and just smashed some kids around, and that was fun. But I can't get it back. I can't get my Falco back, and I'm just super salty and upset.
I love competitive gaming to this day. I still, but see, I'm a Smash is one of those few games that I played. All my friends played, but I never personally got into it too much. I am not. I like Nintendo. Nintendo wasn't the biggest thing for me. PlayStation changed my life, and then Xbox took it to another level. So obviously, my go-to are those two games that we talked about. But I enjoy stupid games that no one really likes anymore. Like I played Fortnite, and I played Call of Duty World War II, and I played,
Nazi Zombies was the shit.
Yeah, like I still. Do I get sweaty? No, not as much as I used to. And do I get upset? Not really. I think it's funny that kids like call me names because sometimes I like to be off chat and just listen. Me. Yeah. But I think it's weird now because you hear things about there's actually people our age training kids 7, 8, 9-year-olds how to play games better, and then so they can get paid for it. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, they have people out there that coach them, so you could be a coach for Smash.
I mean,
if you wanted
it
to.
used to be guitar coaches and piano lessons.
Yeah, oh, that's
and shit.
right.
Now we're getting Fortnite, Rocket League, and like there are a couple Rocket League coaches that have surfaced on YouTube and just like they'll train pros. They're not pros themselves, but they help the pros get better, and like you can hire them.
I love that the world is more open to gaming. There's awards. They're on ESPN sometimes. There's just things going on. I mean, even like drone flying. I mean, they're more,
Oh,
ESPN
that's wild. I love watching that.
ESPN
I have
Ocho.
no idea what's going on, but it's a wonder to behold.
I mean, I love that it's going to another level, but I agree with Joe. I mean, I feel like we've missed our opportunity, and it kind of makes me sad because it's like, man, I was good. I went to 3 tournaments for Gears of War. One of them I was beat by this Japanese guy named Ryan Testerman, and I came in second place, and he cheated. He's hopefully he's listening. Hey, bud.
What tournament was
that? We went to a couple. The last tournament that me and him went. It was actually at GameStop in Middle River. They had it was like 6 people showed up, and Judgment now. It was Gears of War Judgment, so it was a shitty one. But if you win, I believe you get a free copy of the game. So we're just sitting there whooping kids' asses. I'm chainsawing the fuck out of them. That's when the sawed off got introduced. So people are like, eh. But Ryan beat me 2 out of 3.
And then you guys didn't talk for several years, right?
We didn't talk about it. Wasn't about that, but yeah.
Dude,
but now,
so
but now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good.
Rob, tell me that you guys didn't talk because of you guys throwing down in Gears of War. Just admit to that. That's a thing that happened. Because Ryan refuses it.
I can't. There was a combination of a lot of things, but that could have been. I will say this: was it
a factor, Rob?
There was a match that me and him had, and it was kind of like a 1v1 watched, and it was a sniping match because Ryan kept talking shit. So I was like, fine, fuck you, let's do a sniper match. So we did a sniper match, and I think he beat me, but I talked shit the whole time, and I think that pushed it over the limit, and then we stopped talking for, a good amount of time. But I will say this, on the benefit of competitive gaming, I didn't talk to our friend Jim Dooley for 2 years because of the girl that he was dating. Katie didn't like me. And one day when Gears of War 3 came out, we started talking again, and we became friends because of the video games. So, yeah. That's just the power of competitive gaming. I've always known Joe, but I think I won over his house, or he won over Brian Bamford's house a couple more times, and we actually played games and stuff. And that's how I got to know him and Anthony. That's how I met Anthony, through the competitive gaming. And then naturally, you guys just all moved into a house together, and then we became more friends there. But
team house action.
Yeah, but
that's team house action. Yeah,
that's a whole podcast for itself.
Yeah.
Can we have a Team House podcast and just throw a bunch of people in here?
Oh.
You basically lived at Team House.
I did, for free.
You and Justin used to why would I come home at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you and Justin be on my couch and nobody else is home?
Drinking beer.
That shit was crazy.
It would be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Justin's like, oh, they locked the door on us, and we would break into the house, sit on the couch, and then he's like, there's a 12-pack, and let's just finish it. So we would drink it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And everyone would get home, but no one would question how we got into the house.
Dude,
did you want them to?
I mean, I was indifferent. I was just curious. I was always curious why they were there.
I mean, we didn't want. Well, no. I mean, we actually did use your internet, and I think we used your water. I think it took a couple showers over there.
The invoice is incoming.
You used everything, but there was 6 of us living in a house, so I don't think anybody was particularly hurting for money or like, hey, give us money for utilities or some shit, except for maybe Greg, because he was buying a bunch of bike parts to whatever he was doing.
I will say this, and I know Alex doesn't know anything about this, but you will. I promise I'll never do dishes over Joe's house ever.
I appreciate that.
I do not know how to. I put what did I put?
You put Dawn in the dishwasher.
I thought that's what you did.
Oh, Rob, no.
And then they filled up the whole,
that
kitchen.
wasn't even Team House though. Like that was like we were like 25. there's no reason. There's no reason that 25.
You should have known, dude. What?
Yeah, that was probably about 9 years ago, because 8 years ago is when I met Kristen and married her. So yeah, it's about 9 years ago. You lived, and the dishwashers. I was trying to do the dishes. I was like, well, if I'm here all the time, because I was pretty much staying there for 3.
No. You were with Kristen. You guys were both staying at our house for when me and Devin had the apartment in Owings Mills.
We were there, and I was trying to clean the dishes.
Yeah.
To be nice, and then I started the dishwasher, and we're sitting in there. I don't know if it was Joe.
Are you telling me that was within a year of David's wedding, Rob?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Listen, and the crazy thing is, I wasn't drinking or doing drugs. So
that was just a lack of knowledge.
I was just, I never used a dishwasher before. I grew up with old grandparents that made me wash everything by hand. So, long story short, somebody walked in and said, what the hell's going on? And there's bubbles all over the fucking floor.
Yeah, that was me. in
The
in
sub
fairness to
game.
Rob, he tried to do a nice thing to wash our dishes and
Yeah.
wash our whole fucking floor too.
And then and then remember we put on the. Oh, see, we can go down memory lane too much. Don't worry about
That's true.
it.
All right, so
This
so back to gaming then. We were talking about dank basements. We were talking about Bamford's house. That was some of the better times gaming that I think we had with the setups we had. Well, we had like two TVs in the
Yeah.
living room little area.
Well,
We had one in the closet.
yeah. I remember that. I have a picture of Jim, Ron, and myself stuck in the closet with a computer monitor.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, see,
we
I think that's when it got better because computer monitors got thinner. The 360 came out, so the 360 was, I think, our weapon of choice at that time. But we also played StarCraft. StarCraft was a good gaming. I remember playing StarCraft on the PC and Far Cry. I don't know if you
that was
remember Far Cry.
the StarCraft was a hard pass for me. I loved Warcraft. I loved RTSs, but it just got overran by like what
Koreans.
yeah, like honestly, like just it was the Zerg. The Zerg
Yeah.
was unstoppable, and they were all Korean.
I can't. I can't build there. I can't build there.
Alex, I totally agree with you. Like I played StarCraft just because, a couple guys played it, but I always hated it. I was a fan of Warcraft, Warcraft 2. I didn't understand how, it went Warcraft 2 then StarCraft. Warcraft 2 you had land, sea, air combat, you had resources in the water, and then StarCraft they moved away from that. It was just land and air, and everybody would play that like that eight-sided map, not
Yeah,
eight-sided, but you know what I'm talking about, where you had
I
like
remember.
the
I remember.
unlimited resources, and there's just water separating everything, but you couldn't fucking do anything with it. You couldn't build a damn boat. You just build zergs and give people crabs.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Welcome to Baltimore.
Yeah. But no, I remember like it was a good time for gaming because the consoles got better. The land, you can get a switchboard where you plug in a whole bunch of
Yeah,
Cat 5
it
cables.
was the
and
weird kid who knew how to network computers together was
Yeah.
suddenly one of the popular kids because he could set up the LANs.
Yeah, those are some good times. It's funny, real quick. The very very first game I remember being a competitive game that I played, and I just remembered in sixth grade, I was over at Jim Dooley's house, and we played this game called Worms Armageddon. Anybody remember that game?
Oh yeah,
That
On
was
PC.
literally the first PC game that I played that I ever played competitive, and I would venture to guess that you have no idea what competitive Worms Armageddon is.
Nah, I've seen
how
videos
does
now
that go?
as an adult, and it's extremely fast.
Yeah.
Like I've seen play now, but back then it was just like, Jim, it's your turn. He would come over and do his thing. Oh, Robert, it's your turn. Oh, Ryan, it's your turn. But then now, as an adult, you watch YouTube and you just see, dude, it's ridiculous.
So I started like I had the Worms Armageddon demo, and I did the same thing with some friends, and we just played
Yeah.
local, and everything was fun, and it was hilarious, and Worms would cuss at you and stuff. Oh, that was great. And then I bought Worms World Party, which was the newer one. Popped that in, and started playing it online, and I saw people using a ninja rope where you could just
Oh yeah.
fly across the top of the map, and I was just like, I was amazed by it. Nothing short of amazed. And I started playing it. I got pretty decent at it, and I made some friends in different places around the country, or whatever. And the pro community at the time was still all about Worms 2 and Worms Armageddon. And I had a guy, his name is Ryan. He lives up in Canada, and he mailed me the disc. He ripped a disc of Worms Armageddon and sent it to me. I was like 15 or 16 at the time, or something like that. My parents will know where the fuck this mail's coming from. Just jumped on Worms Armageddon and started playing that. But you know what I got from Worms Armageddon? Like more than just competitive stuff, I got an undying hatred for Brazilians, and I'll tell you why. Worms Armageddon, dude.
casual racism.
There
Just-
would there
okay.
would I mean, okay, not fair. Not all Brazilians are bad people, but for some reason on this game, 100% of the time, 100% of the time, these guys would talk to you in English, and all of the games that you played were like user created content. So you'd build a map, but you just played with an agreed upon set of rules that the community had, right? And the second these guys would break a rule, they just didn't know English anymore. You'd be like, "Hey, you can't do that," and they just start fucking all kinds of shit, and it goes on, and you had to report games on a web
Oh,
page,
wow.
and it was old school, and they were just
because it
fucking
wasn't integrated
assholes.
yet then. We didn't
Yeah.
know we needed integrated reporting systems.
Ha-
It's
have you
How young and
awful.
naive we were.
while you were playing that game, were you ever you digged yourself in a little hole away from everybody, but someone ninja ropes all around two mountains down the hole, drops off TNT and looks all the way back up.
Dude, I mean that was the game that I
Shit,
played. They
that's just
literally called it a pro roper. You had two islands.
uh,
You would get a turn with 15 seconds. A health crate would drop. You had to rope to grab the health crate wherever the hell it went,
yeah,
and then get back and attack your opponent.
yeah, it's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, I was into all that.
But
I was into like the fuck. They had like a technique called finger rolling for like roping really fast. It was crazy.
wow, I didn't get too far on that.
It was
It's like
great fun.
that's
That
pushing up past the ill melee wave dash,
yeah, I think
which I still can't perform. I
I
physically
think
cannot perform that action.
really.
Yeah, no, it requires a weird, like, I just can't get my hands to do it.
Huh. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we can practice, Alex. We can set up Dolphin. I'll work with you. I'm always trying to get people to play melee.
It just sounds
Uh, d-
personal. Can't get your fingers to work that way, and he's gonna get it set up for you. What is
And
this
Dolphin.
dolphin? Is that
Yeah,
like a
it's a
does that
GameCube.
drive all the girls wild?
It's an emulator for
Okay.
GameCube and Wii, right?
It might be for Wii. I don't know. I literally only have it for Smash, just to play online with people. And
You want to? All right. So, speaking of competitiveness, and back to Nintendo because you were talking about GameCube Wii. So, Devin and his wife moved down to Charlotte, and they lived with me for a couple months. And during that time, Devin didn't have a job, and my wife didn't have, but me and Melissa were. So I would come home, and my wife and Devin are literally playing this game called Arms on the Switch, and my wife is kicking Devin's ass, and he's getting pissed. So then he starts. I mean, they were going at it, and I'm just sitting there like, holy shit. Like, talk about competitive. I didn't know my wife had it in her, but she's fucking competitive. Like, well, her brother is really big on FIFA, things like that, and he plays tournaments and things. Well, did not anymore, but and he would get really pissed off. And I didn't think my wife had it, but she loves the Switch. Like, if I got the Switch, she would probably play Smash more than I would, and she would. I wouldn't say I don't know how good she is, but Devin would get so mad that some chick that never really talks and looks angry all the time is whooping his ass.
that's crazy. Like I don't really know how she is with gaming, but Devin never really like struck me as like super competitive. Like he was
Or is
always more
someone
fun about
possessing
it.
anger?
Well, I think he would get upset because she would literally be like, "Oh, in your face," like like, and after
Yeah,
a
no, I
while,
could see that being upsetting.
after a while, as a guy, after a while, like little, I mean, they never fought or he never stormed out of the room. He would, and then he
He
would come
didn't kick
back.
her in the back of the head.
No, he didn't do that. I mean, the cool thing about me and Devin is if he hit her in the back of the head, I wouldn't have been mad at Devin, but I'd be like, well, I got to kick Melissa in the back of her head. That's just the right. But no, that leads me into my next question. Would you guys? I know Alex's answer, but I don't unfortunately don't know your girlfriend. But do you guys? I mean, do you guys date competitive gamers? Do you love competitive gamers, or is it too much of a competition?
um,
Yeah, Joe, you go ahead
my
on this one.
girlfriend does not play games really at all.
Yeah.
She just started playing Overcooked. Like we're working on that. It's very basic.
Okay.
Overcooked
That's
on the Switch.
baby steps.
I mean, I can't see myself like, yeah, if she was a competitive gamer, yeah, let's get like that works for me. That's perfect for me. Like I need the competitiveness, or I'm just bored. Like I don't play. I don't know if you know this or remember this, Rob. I don't play single player games. I don't play the campaign
I know you
mode on
don't.
anything. I find something that I can latch onto the multiplayer, and I just suck the life out of it. That doesn't sound fun. I play it. I just play it a lot. I try and get better out of it.
Well,
I'll just keep going.
well, did you? I mean, I heard rumors. Well, it's not true now, but Gears of War, the new Gears of War right now, and they were saying they were just going to take away they were going to take away the story mode and just do 100% multiplayer. And then the same thing with the new Call of Duty, they were just going to get rid of story mode because they were saying they looked at stats and more people are not getting trophies during story mode and they're just fucking doing shit during multiplayer or zombie mode. So it's like, Eventually, it will get to that. I don't think a lot of people do the story mode anymore.
I mean, what is Fortnite if not that condensed experience?
Yeah.
PUBG, the same thing. Like, it's just a hyper condensed version of any other shooting game.
Mm.
It's just the multiplayer experience, and all the bullshit's cut out.
See, Alex, his fiance is I want to say she's a pretty big gamer from what I've seen.
Yeah. She games. She likes the older school genres. So I watched her play Cuphead, and I don't think I ever want to play Cuphead. She and I beat Shovelhead together. And there she is in the background for those playing the video game at home. But she and I played two-player mode. Rob says hi.
Hi, Rob.
Shovel Knight, and disgustingly difficult with 2 players for some reason. It's far easier playing 1 player. It's not designed with a second player in mind. So like she and I will play those games and Pokemon, a lot of Nintendo titles. I watched her play through Breath of the Wild, and I would just sit on the couch like doing other stuff, or come back and play Rocket League. But she was the one that beat Breath of the Wild in this house, and not really competitive though. Doesn't really like the competitive format.
Well, it's because I'm better than you.
So she's back there talking shit, of course.
Sounds competitive. Sounds competitive.
Well, no, she's got a competitive streak in her. She just doesn't prefer those games.
Because I'm better than you. I'll make you feel bad.
Can I just tell you, like
Sonic
I've
whips
never,
your ass every time.
Well,
I've never met her. I've never spoken a word to her. I've only seen like the back and forth banter on Facebook, and I absolutely love her. She's one of my favorite people in the world that I've never met.
Joe says he's never met you, but you're one of his favorite people in the world.
Looking for a
Just you guys back and forth on Facebook, I just find amusing.
Just pretty crazy.
Don't worry about it. I'll find it
the
here soon.
change bucket thing.
Nothing in there.
Nothing?
Don't worry about it.
I don't think we're including
Oh,
this
we need to
conversation.
settle in snack.
Well, I
How
mean, it's more
professional.
confusing because we can't see what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, look,
You
I'll
know,
put
it's
it
crazy.
all-
Like Kristen, she
Don't
loves
care
watching.
who you play. I'm
Like
gonna
I
punch you.
play. I've been playing Red Dead a lot, and
Yeah, that
she
shit
loves
sucks,
watching me
but
play Red Dead.
suit up.
Her mom came over and she liked watching me play Red Dead until I walked up to this horse and I was trying to calm this horse down and it fucking mule kicks me. So then I take out my switchblade and stab it in the throat and drop it down to the ground and I start shooting the horse.
of course.
So my mother-in-law was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, you think that's bad? Watch me skin it. So then I put it in first person mode so you can actually skin it. Oh my God, it's amazing. But yeah, but my wife likes watching me play video games. I'll be honest with you, I think you all can agree the same thing. It's just time management. We all work. We all have something to do. Like I work 45 hours a week and I come home, I'm just fucking beat. I wanna watch my Team Mom and my Road Rules. Joe knows. I used to watch him as a kid. And,
I know nothing. I'm not co-signing that one. Not now. You know,
Yeah.
10 years ago, sure, I give you a pass. 30, no more MTV for me.
I still
We always have a game going in the house. We're raising a little gamer. All 3 of us are just nerds through and through, and on one of the devices or other, there's always at least one game going on in the house.
What are you playing right now,
Dude,
baby?
I totally forgot. What Game Boy Colored. When Pokemon came out, the red, blue, and yellow version, there was this fucking cord. It was probably this long, and you had to
cable.
sit next to each other. And you can trade with your friends at that time. I don't think you could actually battle them. But that was competitive when you could start doing that.
You could
That was
battle.
fun. Oh, you could?
Yeah, and Brian Bamford beat my ass one time. That's the only time I ever got to battle in that link cable.
Brian Bamford, if you listen to this podcast, you need to. Never mind. I miss you, bud. Hope that everything is okay.
Tell your mom I
I
said
see-
hi.
I see pictures of him, and it's like He literally, I feel like he went into a time capsule, grew his hair out, and then came back out, and he's the same fucking looks exactly the same, just with longer hair. Like he doesn't age. He has no wrinkles. He wears the same tight jeans. I mean, and I'm good for you, man. You haven't gained or lost weight. like, like I'm happy for him. So I can't shit on him because I went through a personal time in high school, and his mom took me and let me. Everybody, it seems like everybody took me in at one point in time in my life. But his mom took me in and let me sleep in her closet.
Miss Sue is a really nice, charming, and just loving.
Oh
lady.
yeah, she's wonderful.
A lot of good memories interacting with her because her and my mom actually knew each other like when they were children. And Miss Sue is actually the reason my parents are together. Explicitly, it was
Really?
a bet my mom made with Sue, like, oh, I can pick up any guy in here and all that. And Sue's like, how about that one? And it was my dad.
Oh wow.
That's such a
Wow.
cute story.
Oh
Yeah,
here-
weird family history there. It was very, very cute.
Well, speaking of parents, do you think both your guys' parents? Because I know both of them. Do you think they would ever game, or have they game?
I got them to play Smash Brothers over Christmas, and it was the best Christmas I've ever had. I'm not even kidding. Seeing
Did
my
they
dad,
like it?
Yeah. My dad struggled with the controls a little bit. He's still trying to figure out up B as the triple jump. But seeing my dad pick up Mega Man and then get his ass beat by my mom playing Peach was just one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
She's pretty good.
She really is. She's a button masher. She has no idea what she's doing, but
Oh
she'll
my
figure
God.
stuff out and then like just run it.
Oh my god, button mashing.
I wouldn't have the same luck with mine. Like I remember some years back, I think I bought my dad a PlayStation 2 and like Madden, and I was like, you know, he might be into this because he had seen me playing some stuff on like Dreamcast back in the day, and he was into it. So I bought it for him, and I think he turned it on one time and never again. I think he used his PS2 for DVDs and Blu-ray. Did PS2 do Blu-rays?
Wow.
No, that predates Blu-ray.
Okay, so DVDs. God damn, time is flying. But my mom, like, I mean, she'll play. She used to play DDR and dumb shit like that. I showed her
Yeah.
Beat Saber, like 2 weeks ago,
What do you
and
think?
she's really interested in that. She didn't get to play it. I didn't have her here, but I was like, hey, I got this. You got to come visit because they live like 3 hours away. It's like, you got to come visit. This is pretty awesome. I showed her the video, and at first she like didn't understand it, and then she was getting really into it. So I think she'll have a blast playing that.
I think older folks get more into mobile games a lot too, compared to like platform, or like PC games and things. Because I know I work with a lot of older women. I mean, they're 50, 60, and even almost some of them are 70. And you're sitting, they're over there at lunchtime looking at their farm, like, oh, I gotta do this with the hay.
Dude, that shit's ridiculous.
Racking up those
Well,
so delicious combos. It's Candy Crush.
Yeah.
What is it? Excuse me. I'm gonna get choked up for a second.
But yeah,
Let me
50%
clear
of
my
the
throat.
gaming market now is older casual player women playing on mobile, and
Wow.
it's wild. Oh, he's having a hard time.
Dude, he is dabbing over there. Joe is dabbing. Who's at home that didn't watch us.
Breaking out that
He's
Drake
He's
Paul.
over there. He's dabbing.
Voice is gone. Pair back.
That's fine.
Okay.
He was not prepared. He was
Oh,
not
boy.
prepared.
Was not.
Um,
But yeah,
Yeah.
like more than 50% of the market is the older women casual gaming on mobile section of like gaming, and nobody and I'll say gaming proper with air quotes, like recognizes that as a branch of our thing, but it is, like they're still gaming, you know. Why is Candy Crush invalid? They're still playing a game. Like we've all played Bejeweled. Who are we lying to?
Well-
We've all played Bejeweled.
Best podcast ever.
We've had far worse technical difficulties.
Really?
Well,
Alright.
yeah.
I mean,
Feels
if
so
you're
bad.
are you drinking moonshine out of a moon?
The best way to
Just one of
suppress
these
a
little-
cough.
These little glass things, drinking jar.
Yeah,
Rob,
mason
don't
jar?
judge me.
dude, that looks like a
Yeah.
mason jar. Moonshine goes in a mason jar. I live in the South. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, no, I think mobile gaming is definitely suitable for the older folks. I mean, and I agree with Alex. I've dabbled in some mobile gaming, and then I realized how much it kills my battery.
I mean, Pokemon Go was a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
I
mean,
do
what-
zero mobile gaming. Absolutely nothing.
Well,
Like
have
I
you
think
tried?
I think I have Temple Run loaded on my phone, and that's it. And I did Flappy Bird. I'll cop to that. I played the shit out of some Flappy Bird back in the day.
Well, I think
I
Angry
never got
Birds
into
took it to
Flappy
another
Bird.
level.
Yeah,
I like
Angry
it.
Birds was my shtick.
I liked Angry Birds. That was good.
Bad Piggies was a riot. The offshoot where you could engineer your own death machine.
Well, you're gonna think I'm very old soulish, but the only game that if I do play on my mobile phone, chess. I love chess. I play chess all the time.
I play
I have
Go.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I
I
love.
play Go on my phone. Wait, what's the
I
beef with chess?
I played competitive chess before in middle school.
Did you just go to the chess club?
I did in woodshop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to always beat Chris Simone's ass. He got so mad.
Wait, Alex, you were there too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I think we were
the
all there.
worst player there.
Wow, we have all been nerds for far longer than we've even been talking about.
I went to the chess club. I wanted to go because I just wanted to not do it. I don't know. I wanted to do something different. Then I fell in love with the game, and it was fun. I remember there was this one move that I forget who did it. There was somebody that we grew up with. He literally just moved like 3 or 4 pieces, and he would always checkmate me. Piss me off. It
That was
always
Dooley.
pissed me off.
That was Jimmy.
Was it?
He
Fucking-
was the first one
that-
to drop the 4 or 5 move checkmate.
Yeah,
in
he
the
would
chess
move the
club.
pawn and then move out the bishop and then move out the. I'm
And it became
drooling over
over.
here. I'm drooling over here because it was just a pain in the ass. Like I hated it.
I don't recall. I just remember. I remember being in the room. I obviously didn't remember who was there.
Yeah.
I just remember spending our lunches
Yeah.
doing that in that creepy little wood shop.
Yeah. And it was a good amount of us. It wasn't just like 3 or 4 people.
It was probably like 10.
Yeah.
I
Something
was
like
gonna
that.
say 12, somewhere in that
I was
neighborhood.
I was pretty close with Chris Simone at that time. Me and him played a lot because we also bonded over music. I liked Limp Bizkit at the time, so that was fun.
I think
I-
every white guy in that era liked Limp Bizkit.
Dude, I remember being in a music class with you guys in middle school talking about Limp Bizkit when like chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water was coming out.
Oh hell yeah!
It was
well,
like
I
7th or 8th grade. Damn.
Dude, I was pretty close to him, and then I played soccer too, so that's what also made me a little bit closer to him. And then I became close to Joel Marks for a little bit because of soccer. So fun times, memories. Yeah, memory
Dude,
lane.
okay, so we went to chess, we went to wood shop. Like, can we talk about paper football? Do you guys remember that?
Oh my god, and the coin soccer during lunches. Like
Coin
both of
soccer.
Good times.
See, that's what I'm
Immediately
saying. Like,
turned violent though because we started doing the flick 'em into each other's knuckles thing.
yeah,
No, I didn't do that shit. I was only on the paper football.
Well, this is the whole thing about it. Competitive gaming's been around before. See, gaming is not just technology. It's not just like that. It's more known that now. But I mean, think about paper football. I mean, competitive gaming in tournaments could be, basketball. It could be regular football. It could be anything. And yeah, I remember paper football.
I just remember paper football in the wood shop room was the best surface to play on because it was like that
Oh,
glossed over wood
yeah.
and you had the
Yeah,
super
that
long
lacquer was
tables.
perfect.
Like, yeah, that was good times. I was always saying like we should start a league for paper football and nothing ever came of it.
I remember
Why
signing
can't
up for that like 3 times. Now that
Let's
you
do
mention
it.
that.
Whoa.
I didn't know there were sign-ups. I don't think I ever did it.
Like a sign-up sheet went around like 2 or 3 times, but it just never bore fruit.
I'm just gonna tell you this right now. I turned on the ESPN and they were doing the cornhole championships. So why can't we do paper football championships?
I mean, we could, but I don't know. You get into doing championships of those types of things. I don't know.
ESPN
Yeah, like
Ocho.
I was just up in PA, like checking out houses, and we stayed the night in like some rando hotel, uh, like 2 weeks ago, and uh, on the screen out by the pool table, we were out playing pool and stuff, and the World Axe Throwing Championship was on
Yeah,
for whatever
that's the
reason.
thing.
I was like,
Yeah,
there are champions in this?
yeah.
Why?
This medieval times, like you go to what is it, the Renaissance Festival, and you pay to do this for fun, and now there's actually leagues out there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, there's a whole
I'm
medieval
terrible.
combat league now. Have you guys
I
seen
mean,
that?
I have not. I'm very intrigued. Like, point me in the right direction. I'll check it out.
Full plate, chain underneath, the whole works, broadsword, just beating the shit out of each other. It's wild.
Damn.
The sport that soccer evolved out of, the old blood sport, is still played in Europe, which is mind blowing. Calciano Fiorentina or something to that effect, but just Italian blood sport into YouTube, and it's a 27v27
Whoa.
death match, effectively.
How drunk were you to go down a rabbit hole that dark on YouTube to find out some kind of blood sport? Like that is crazy.
I have weird stuff populate my Facebook feed.
That's nuts. But all right, before we venture out of this, because we've been going on for an hour or so, I would say this: I need opinions. What do you think the best monitor, best keyboard, and best mouse I could get if I'm going to build a PC for gaming and then use it for other things? Go.
I can pass you some Linus Tech Tips videos to cover my opinion for me.
I mean, I stick with Logitech for my mouse and keyboard, but it's personal preference. Like, I got this little like half keyboard guy here, doesn't have a number pad or anything like that, because I like my real estate with my pad. For a monitor, I don't know. I have an Asus, but get something with high refresh rate and just go with it. But I have a more important question, Rob,
Uh-oh.
about competitive games. Like,
Well, what is it?
for you two guys, what's top of your list? Your favorite at any time? What's the game for you? What's the pinnacle of your gaming career?
Right.
Now, a real game, not Gears.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that Gears never went like mainstream competitive, or at least it
Yeah.
didn't live very long.
Yeah, honestly, and I second that one. Like, it just, the third person action was clunky, and the controls were like Dark Souls floaty.
Well, for me, see the problem with Halo 2, I loved Halo. It was great. I don't know how far in competitive gaming it went, but for me, the problem with Halo 2, I was always in middle tier. Every time I played with my friends or anytime I played with people I don't know, I've never was in the top two or never in the bottom two, but I'm always in 3, 4, 5, or 6.
The middle of the pack.
I have never. I can have the best game ever, but 2 or 3 other people have better games. So to me, that's what made me so drawn to Gears of War, and I understand it. Gears of War, it's a different mechanics. It's easier, and it's someone stupid like myself can become great at it. I think I loved Gears 1 the most because you could die and not respawn, so every life counted, like everything counted.
Well,
like
that's
what
a
you
cool
did.
mechanic.
But I think overall, like, it's just tough to say because I think my favorite, and I know it kind of contradicts what I said earlier, but my favorite, like, competitive gaming that I love that I really don't talk about too often is probably Pokemon. I like Pokemon. I mean, it's just one of those things where, I mean, like I sat there. We had a podcast all about sitting there. Sometimes I just fool around and play some Moon Action, and I have a DS, and I don't know. I just kind of I don't really talk about it too much, and that's what another reason why I want the Switch, and I still might, but I'm really focusing on this gaming thing. But I do
Pokemon experience.
I personally want to find a game that I enjoy so much that my family, like my wife, enjoys. Like I want her to play with me, and I want like it doesn't have to be at the same time, but I want her to be like, oh, because I used to hang out with people. I had a buddy, Derek Worth. He played WoW, and his wife at the time played WoW, and I love the fact that he would get like, I'm level 37, and she's like, oh, I'm a level 50. You know, they would just talk shit to each other, and like I would love to get to that level with my wife because you know I love my friends, but we all know the person, the female in your life is your best friend now. So how it is. It got
Well,
deep. You shouldn't ask me a deep question like that.
What's
Look,
your
I mean,
favorite?
I apologize for what I did to you in Halo, for making you feel that way. I feel like I spoiled your career.
No, I
Um,
mean Jim Dooley used to beat you all the time, but
what?
that's that's why
What?
that's.
Whoops.
I mean,
Never.
I would like to see a rematch.
Whenever.
We'll broadcast that
Whenever.
on Twitch.
Whenever. Yeah. Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST. Don't come at me with some Reach or some 4. That's some bullshit.
No, no, no. We go classic two. Classic two, maybe
4
three.
was fun, but it wasn't good. It wasn't Halo.
I mean, it's just they would. So the thing that I loved about Halo is that it was it's raw skill.
I
It's
know.
perfectly balanced, symmetrical maps for the most part. There were a couple oddballs. Evenly placed weapon spawns, power ups, all that stuff. You just start and you go, and it's all skill. There's no game. Well, I mean, there's game planning, but there's not I can't even think of the fucking word. You
You,
can't
you
pick
don't.
against your opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's no counter picks.
the meta is really limited. Like, get the weapon. Oh God,
Yeah.
it's there.
And then have a quick reaction or have a good plan. Be good. Throw a good grenade. Pop a headshot.
Well,
Um,
with Halo and even Gears, because those are, I said one of my two favorites. It also depends on the map, because there'll be maps that I'm shit at, and then an open world map I'm horrible at because I get sniped in a heartbeat. But
mhm.
then there's closed maps where you're literally running down two hallways. You know what? I literally just thought of this, and I totally forgot. I changed my mind. It's not Pokemon. It's definitely GoldenEye on Nintendo 64.
Ooh.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in the same conversation.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. You roll up next to somebody, and you have the golden gun. Yeah, that person's fucking running.
That's why. That's why that's not the same conversation.
I know. Anyway, Alex, what about you?
Hands down, Rocket League. Rocket-powered cars playing soccer 3v3 is just wicked fun. Like I just the fact that I can fly with that damn car is just a riot. I hate racing games. I hate car games. I mean, I did the dabbling with Need for Speed Underground that everybody did. It was fun, but
Oh,
I moved on from it. Uh, Rocket League doesn't care about the car at all. It's about ball and net, however you can get that ball in that net is your prerogative. Uh, it's a hugely tiny team oriented game, and like all the skills from lacrosse and soccer just translated over perfectly. Like, we're still sweeping, we're still running picks, the whole works. Uh, but I get to do this instead of running, which is nice.
See, I agree with you. I think group competitive games, being it with a team. Joe, he likes to be solo sometimes and just
No,
whip
no,
some
no, not
passes.
true. Not true at all.
Well, I mean, I always associated you like because you were the Smash guy. That's how I known you gaming wise. Yes, you were okay in Halo. We'll talk about that another time. But but I always
More
associated
shit
you.
talking.
How
You
dare you?
you were the Smash guy, and I just know that you were just. I mean, I whooped your ass in Gears all the time. So nothing.
You shot a dice cannon at me a couple times. Gears of War wasn't a real thing.
But no,
You just smashed the movement button to ping pong off of walls.
you know, funny story. I was playing against Ryan, and he had Marvel versus Capcom, and he broke his PS2 controller because all I would do is smash buttons, and I would beat him. and he would be like, "That's no fucking skill, you fucking faggot." Like he would just say some mean shit to me, and I'm just
That
like,
was a controller snapper, though. Marvel v. Capcom was a nightmare descending upon the fighting game scene because it was so technical.
see, the fighting, yeah, I can the fighting games. I just never really Tekken 4 was the only one that I really into, and then other than that, I just kind of filtered. I didn't really play too many fighting games. But like I was saying, I always associated Joe with just playing Smash and like 1v1 people.
Rob, were you part of the gaming club at Jobtown High School?
No, I was not.
Oh, that's sad. Alex, you weren't there either, were you?
Fortunately, I started
I
dating
think
this
I
girl
came
that sucked my
through a
soul
bunch
out.
of times, but wasn't like a recognized member or anything.
I showed up one time. Rob Rinker used to tell me about this gaming club, and they played Halo. I think it was the original one. I think it was Combat Evolved, and I told him I was good at the game.
Mm.
Nobody believed me, but I as a teenager I figured out how GameSpy Tunnel worked, and I started playing the shit online. I just got better, and I had my friends Chris and Anthony. We played together online. We got better, so we rolled in the gaming club, and 3-on-8, we fucking destroyed everybody in there. There's this. I don't remember the kid's name. There was this like bigger dude. It was like a senior. He was like a lacrosse player, and he like lost his shit. He was so fucking angry at us, and we just destroyed this team. Um, the point of that story is, Rob, I don't talk shit unless I'm prepared to bring it. And Halo and Smash,
Oh, you got me on
anytime,
Smash.
any
Anytime
place.
you got me on Smash. Yeah, that's
Bring
fine,
bring Dooley to Halo. Bring
dude.
whoever you want.
If I can find Dooley, I'll bring him.
That's fair.
I would bring him. But yeah,
He's
no.
out in Dallas now, isn't he? Houston?
Austin.
Austin.
He's looking for a roommate. I was gonna fuck with him and be like, "Hey, I'll be your roommate." Hey, when you get older, we all disperse. But yeah,
The Island Calling.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god. All right, so
I think that's
Yeah,
a good wrap point.
yeah. Anything else? I'm gonna Joe, I will update you with all. Actually, if you want, I can send you the list. I talked to Alex's brother Dave Haskins, and we talked about what I'm gonna get for this computer, and I was like, dude, I'm not shy to spend money. I'm rich now, from this podcast, so I can
Right.
I can buy anything you want. So
Do you do you get money? Do you need sponsors?
no, we have.
We would
we have,
love Red Bull as a sponsor, by the way. That would be awesome.
Wouldn't we all?
No, I'm more of a Monster guy. No, I blame that on Justin King.
I don't care. I will not be picky with my sponsors. I just won't sell gambling to children.
Well, we do have one sponsor, but the commercial plays in front of every episode on the podcast. So
I'll have to
We
check
gotta
that
record
out.
some more of those.
yeah, I
Send
think
me your list of components if you wanna. I'll glance it over.
that's fine. I'm getting a couple people's opinions. I mean, a lot of people are shocked that I'm buying these things. So
No, I
'cause
mean it
I
can
want
be a slow process. Just invest the money in small pieces and
It's
don't
honestly
replace your console in 3 to 5 years.
honestly the most expensive piece out of that whole thing is the damn. What is it? What is it? There was something that's like $400. I want to say it's
That's probably a
Graphics
graphics
processor.
card.
yeah, graphics card. I think that's what it is. Because everything else is like motherboards like 150, and everything else is around the one. I mean, my 1 terabyte hard drive is around 150, and it's all this great stuff. So
Well, get your memory, your processor, your video card. I guess
I'm-
spend the most money in your. I don't know, man. Alex, would you spend the most money on the video card?
That's what I did. Was that was the biggest money suck right there was the video card, and I only went with a 1070. It was one of the overclocked editions, got all the extra CUDA and all that.
Right.
I don't know what video card
Yeah, I'm on a 1060 myself. I'm kind of at this point. I'm regretting not putting more into the processor at the time because I've already upgraded video cards once. But I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna have to replace the whole thing, upgrade my processor, and get to the next level. But I mean, I got, like I said, 5 or 6 years out of it, so
Alex, do you remember
Still
what
going.
video card?
Huh?
I don't know what video card.
You were looking
Rob-
at AMD, weren't you?
Yeah, I was looking at AMD.
do you have a good or do you have a micro center nearby?
No, I do
No,
not.
I think the only other one is out in California.
That's sad. No, there's a couple of them.
What was that, Mom?
Oh, yeah, I can send you this list. Just show you everything I'm getting.
Oh, right out. We're wrapping up right now.
We're wrapping up right now.
Is it wrapped up or no?
Yeah, it is. So
no, we're
thanks
still
for listening.
riding.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's talk about Micro Center.
Oh my.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much in the
Yeah, it's a
northeast and
Gigabyte GeForce GTX 1070 8 GB WinForce OC. That's my that's the thing that costs me
Okay.
400 and some dollars.
yeah. I mean, it's
It's the big
1070.
OC 1070. That'll
Yeah.
do it. Next
And
one down should probably be your processor. You're looking at an i7 or an i9.
Well, yeah, I just ordered my motherboard, and I just ordered this AMD Ryzen. What is this? What the fuck is it? Processor. Did I order a processor? No, I didn't get a processor. No, that's the processor I'm getting. The AMD.
Okay.
Yeah, 1400 4-core, 3.2 gigahertz turbo.
How many cores?
Take my money. What?
How
4
many
cores.
4 core?
4.
At 3.2?
Yeah.
Ain't bad.
Yeah.
Ain't bad.
See, I don't know terms, so when I talk to people, they're just like, "Oh man, why don't you do this?" I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Explain.
Cool. Yeah. Like.
That's got some pick up and go.
Dude, I've got 2 kids that work with me now that came from Micro Center, and they recite like model numbers and shit, like
Oh my gosh.
off the top there. It's ridiculous.
My
I love them.
brothers are
They're
like
smart kids, but I've never in my life been able to recite parts the way that they can.
that. And I can
that's all
get
they
you to a
talk about.
series, but that is it.
Well,
My
Yeah.
brothers are like, oh, you need this edition to go with this model number motherboard. And,
all right.
Autism runs in my family.
All right, so I guess we're trying to close out, right?
Yeah.
Rob, you
Family.
build your computer. What's the first game you're getting?
Whatever game you want me to get.
That is the most boring answer ever.
That was
Dude,
super
I don't-
political, Rob.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Worms Armageddon. All right. Have a great night.
All right, see you back in 2002.
Dude, if you can't beat me, are you telling me if you can't beat me in Worms, try to beat me in Halo 2? Come on.
More.
Oh.
Sorry, you cut out. I'm pretty sure that you were saying something that was
More
false.
shit talking.
All right. Well, I gotta go. The wife
Yeah.
already upset.
All right, guys, it's been fun.
Yeah, it has been. More nerd quorum in the future, I guess, and that's
Yes.
a